Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mindfulness Corner. I am excited to be here. I'm always excited to be here, especially when I'm able to get dressed and sit behind the PC and bring you this little tips to help with your mental health and to help with your relationship. Because I'm also a couples licensed couples therapist and also a sex therapist, licensed sex therapist. But today, I'm going to talk about the stages of falling in love, right? Last time we talked about finding your life partner after a divorce. And so it's just perfect and appropriate to talk about falling in love. Part of some of my, oh, so I don't forget, please subscribe to my channel and please share and like and hit the bell notification button so that you can receive any videos that I post up, right? Share, 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 share. You never know who this is going to help. So, and help me share. Please also leave your comments and your questions so that I can bring things that you also are interested in. Mental health questions, relationship questions that you are interested in. Well, not everybody is interested. I recommend that you seek therapy if you need it, and especially if there are issues that you want to address. But I'm also going to help with the little that I can. Okay, let's get back to it. I work with you too, and it is very interesting how they fall in love and start a relationship. I came to learn that it starts from social media, right? They share their social media accounts, which is Instagram, Snapchat, all of those. There's a new one, this Discord. Maybe it might not be new, but it's new to me. Discord and all of that. They share their accounts and they start to talk to each other on that. When they want to, they feel like, okay, I really like this person. Then they share their numbers. So they start to call and they start to spend time. But that's where I get confused. Because I'm like, okay, so where are you guys? And they tell me, oh, we are in the talking stage. We're still talking. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? They didn't talk during the social media stage. You didn't talk about during the changing of numbers and spending time with each other. And then they refuse to identify, right? Or put a label on their relationship. But then they talk about, oh, I really like him, or I really love her, I really love him. And yet I'm like, okay, so what are you? Like, I don't know, we are still talking. Okay. But then they love. And they call, oh, I'm in love with him, oh, I'm in love with her. So, what are the stages of falling in love? I'm just going to go through the stages and share. First stage is attraction. That is when you see the person and you're like, wow, she's really beautiful. Oh, he's really handsome. Look at that is just a physical appearance, right? Is the way they dress, the way their body look, um, the way the shape of their body, if it's a woman, if it's a man, the way they are built, the color, their skin tone, their skin color, their face, their smile. Those are the things that attract you, right? And so that's the attraction stage. So that's the stage, there you go. You're like, let me go talk to this person. Let me see what they are all about. And then there's the infatuation. You can get enough. After you go and you're attracted, you go and you say, can I have your number? He said, yes. Or he says, yes. Well, in this day and age, anybody can go, right? Anybody can approach. And they said, yes. And you start to talk and you realize, oh, not only did their smile is beautiful, they have a dimple too, right? Not only is their body gorgeous, but they smell nice and they talk well, right? And then you start to discover. You share phone, numbers, and you start to discover each other. So meaning that you start to talk long hours on the phone, talking about everything and anything, sharing about your story, your life, everything. You are going out on dates, you are going out on adventures, you are doing all of these things and you're talking to each other, right? You are spending more time. That's the time that you can't wait. Every little time you text, every little thing you call, and you talk for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours on the phone. Some people talk overnight, right? That's when the discovery stage. Then intimacy. That is the tricky part because there are three types of intimacy. There's a physical intimacy, there's the emotional intimacy, and then there's a sexual intimacy. So that's where things get a little bit muddy, depending on which intimacy you focus on in this particular time, right? During the intimacy time, depending on which intimacy you focus on, things get a little bit muddy. But in another video, I'll go into all three intimacy. Then you start to build intimacy. So for the sake of this video, I'll focus on the emotional intimacy, right? In the physical intimacy, the emotional intimacy, pouring it into the other person, speaking their love languages. And if you want to know more about the love languages, watch my previous videos and I explain and digest into the different love language, the 6 different love languages that we do have and we like to be spoken to. And so you start to speak each other's love language, you start to, care, show a lot of care, a lot of affection, a lot of attention, right? These are the time this and building that emotional intimacy. And then you start to build trust. So during this time, trust is there and trust is being built gradually, right? They've not done anything that will make you question them. They have not lied to you, right? They've always been honest with you. They've always been, well, as far as you can know, they've always been honest with you. They've always stand by their words, right? During the intimacy stage, when they say they're going to show up, they are there. When you need them, they are there. They are speaking into you, they are pouring into you. They care about what you care about. They care about what bothers you, what makes you happy, and they pour into you. Those are the time. And you do the same, right? It's vice versa. You do the same, you pour into them, you care about what they care about. You don't lie to them. You are very honest with them. You are an open book. During this discovery, you share everything. And you're an open book, right? You say, I'm going to a party with John. You come to check, it's really John that you're going to the party with, right? And they are there. And so that's when the trust is being built and you have no cause for alarm. And they start to understand your differences. You see that he doesn't like the lights on when he's sleeping or doesn't like the TV on, but you like the TV on. Their conflict style, how they resolve conflicts is different from yours. How they communicate is different from yours, right? You start to know all of these things. That's the time that you start to know. And you start to say, okay, what am I willing to accept? What are their values? Is it different from mine? Which values are different? And what can I learn and what can I accept? So you say, okay, well, if they like the TV one, why not? I can deal with that. I accept that. They like to, golf with friends. Okay, I don't like golfing, but I would like to go and support or give moral support or be there and let them know that, I'm showing interest in what they're interested in too. So you start to know the difference, you start to know your differences, you start to know what tickles them and what doesn't. You start to know what annoys them and what doesn't, what things are joke and what things are not. This is where you start to learn more about the person's background, the person's trauma, and what they are bringing into the relationship and what you are willing to work with and what you are not willing to work with, right? So all of that builds into falling in love. that is when falling in love comes in. So then somebody will ask, Constant, so what is the time frame? The way you are talking, what is the time frame? Well, it depends on the two of you, right? And then coming into the commitment, into committing into the relationship and where the relationship is going. If the end result is marriage, well, every relationship, most people want a lifelong partner. So if the end result is marriage, lifelong partner, that's it. And doing things to sustain it. Relationship, just because you are committed or you end up getting married or having that, doesn't mean you don't have to work. What holds a relationship, the two pillars of a relationship, is commitment and trust. Meaning that you are waking up every single morning saying, I am going to make sure that my partner is happy. I am going to make sure that my partner feels loved and cared for. And it's vice versa. You always wake up and start with forgiveness and making sure that you pour into your partner. And if you watch my video on the different love languages, you understand what I mean by pouring, meaning that speaking your partner's love language and doing what will pour into them. And that is what keeps the marriage going. That is what keeps the marriage anew. And that is what keeps the everlasting love, as we call it, right? So these are the stages of falling in love. So let's go find our love. If you've already found your love, work at keeping it with commitment and trust, making sure that those two pillars are strong and well. Enjoy your day, and as always, our mindfulness behavior health services, hearts are healed and hope is restored. Have a great day.